Thanks, guys, and well done for sticking out the whole day. Yeah, mine's not going to be that long. Keep it short and sweet since the end of the day. And then we'll get straight to the question panel. And I can probably answer the question before we get started now. No, I don't know that in depth. And also, no, I don't want to be on short either. All right. There is a reason that you're here today, and there is a reason that you've stuck out the whole day. It's because most of you, if not all of you, study criminology. But why do you study criminology? It's one of the most subscribed to courses, both in Wiltshire and Bridgewater College. But why? When I've asked a couple of my students why they want to study criminology, I've got varying responses. They want to know more about serial killers, so hopefully check that off today. Want to know more about where the criminal mind works. But is that the only reason why we study it? Okay. We study criminology to look at varying issues in society, like tackling social problems, problem-oriented policing, the reasons why people turn to a life of crime. People who are studying criminology now, students who are studying criminology at level 3, level 4, HND, you guys might go on to maybe pursuing crimes within the criminal justice system, victims court, offender reform. But there is a reason that you are here today. There is a reason that you find it so interesting. So to kind of keep it a bit interactive, I want to hear from you right now. So, oh, this is going to work. I'll do this technology hopefully it does work. If we can log into 4.ed.com, Ioni Ossini 675, yes, you that works. Exciting. Why did you study criminology? No propriety clause, no misdemeanors. Just a quick show of hands. Anyone submitted a response yet? Right, okay. We'll go on old school then. All right then. I'm going to pick on a few of you. In Bridgewater students, or imagine the one students, I know your names. Joseph. Okay, very good, yeah. Jackson. Okay. Yeah, excellent. Amelia. Excellent. Sam, why did you study criminology? As well, serial killers. All right. Okay. So the criminal mind. All right. Could it be that studying criminology allows us to explore taboo subjects that, realistically, if you study in any other environment, probably going to get a few weird looks? If you study law, you find out why legislation is created, the way the criminal justice system is formed. You study psychology to understand the way we think, why we feel. And you study sociology to understand the way society is formed, the way we hold different beliefs and views. But you study criminology specifically to find out why the criminal mind is formed, the way we engage in criminal behaviours, the way why certain people are victims of crime more than others. But why? Surely we wouldn't want to know why bad people commit the crimes that they do. Why wouldn't you want to know about the criminal mind? Clearly, from a couple of answers here, and the fact that you are here today, engaging in why people are psychopaths, why people are criminals, that's not always the case. We do want to know why bad people do things that they do. Why? For that, we need to look at why people become excited when they study crime. And we need to look specifically at the brain. So to explain a little bit of the science behind it, put together a short video.
During thrilling and novel or new experiences, our brain releases 3 important neurotransmitters. Adrenaline activates our fight or flight. Endorphins, our natural painkillers and feel-good chemicals, and dopamine, our pleasure response. We need to look more closely at this one. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter and causes us to feel pleasure. It helps us to think, plan, and enjoy things. It's released when we experience things like sex, eating foods we enjoy, and listening to our favourite music. Research has also found the same response is released when we watch scary movies, crime shows, and of course, serial killer documentaries. The release of all three neurotransmitters was particularly important for our ancestors, who required hunter motivation. Hunting was one of the early expressions of sensation seeking, particularly when we began to hunt large mammals when there was a high risk but high reward involved. Although there were more risk of our ancestors getting hurt when they hunted bigger mammals, it meant more food on the table. Nowadays, it's less to do with survival and more to do with pleasure and thrill seeking. When we experience high thrill behaviours like skydiving, swimming with sharks, or watching horror movies, we know that the likelihood of actually being eaten or getting hurt is quite small, but the perceivable risk releases a dopamine response similar to that of when your ancestors hunted a large mammal, but this time it's unlikely you'll be hurt. But what of the thrill seekers among us? Where is the limit? It's entirely possible to become addicted to that feeling. With the constant desire to maintain the high, fuel us to commit criminal behaviour ourselves. After all, I think that individuals who seek stimulation and excitement are more likely to be criminals. If the high thrill and minimal stress may drive sensation seekers to repeatedly seek out new, exciting experiences, is it foreseeable that the addiction to sustained dopamine levels could elicit criminal behaviour within ourselves? Knowing that it's so accessible, does that make us want it more? But then, if it's so normal, why is it that watching serial killer documentaries is referred to as a guilty pleasure? Is it for you? Does it allow us an insight into our own psyche? For that, we need to look closely at Freud's psychodynamic theory. Freud's analysis of the unconscious mind discovered three parts. The conscious, where about 5% of our thinking takes place, such as voluntary movements and feelings. The subconscious, where we can select thoughts we may need, such as our memories or beliefs. And the unconscious. The unconscious holds our id, the part of our psyche responsible for unreasonable thoughts and desires, such as addiction and habits, unreasonable desires, traumatic memories, and criminal behaviour. He explains that we have repressed desires that are held in our id, the things that we crave to know more about, but are not appropriate for polite conversation. Like why serial killers choose their victims, why they did it, and the worrying idea of, are we capable of such things too?
Could it be that studying criminology in a classroom, a safe, controlled environment, allows us to explore the dark recesses of our mind? Removing the taboo of speaking of the distressing things, could that actually lead us to address problems in crime before they actually emerge? Or perhaps address criminal behaviour within students before they emerge? By bringing these things to the surface, discussing them in a professional capacity, applying logic, and thinking of ways to reduce the risk, allows us not only to quell the anxiety surrounding crime, but it could also lead to introducing problem-oriented policing, things that actually tackle crime. By not talking about it, It could lead to a student leaving the safe space of the classroom and trying to find out more themselves, which could lead to them uncovering triggering content. It also could lead to a lot of misinformation. As we know, the internet puts out what it likes. It's not always a valuable source of information. How bad could that be? How bad could it be to explore that criminal mind within ourselves, to bring those things to the surface? If you think back to the start, after the break, you all received a piece of paper that asked you not to turn over the paper. Before you do, I would just like you to be truthful. I think most of you have. Could you please stand up if you did have a look at the other side of the paper? If you didn't have a look, how many of you wanted to? If you wanted to, stand up. That because you've witnessed so many criminal behaviours brought to light from today's session, the fact that we've been talking about taboo subjects, distressing content, you've seen things about serial killers, criminal behaviour, that this whole conference has triggered that response within you to commit criminal behaviour or deviant behaviour yourselves. And just because you were told not to, some of you, or most of you, not all of you, actually did turn on the piece of paper.